Yo, alright, I'm back with another video, and I've done the Snapchat reaction. Today, we doing Tinder. So it's basically horrific Tinder matches gone wrong. So that's what we about to do. We about to do the Tinder. I'm pretty sure some of y'all, y'all do the whole online dating thing, and hopefully this is a blueprint of red flags and things that you might notice that if you see these type of things, run while you can, you feel me? So let's get into it. Let's see what happens. Everybody gonna have some type of different story when it comes to dating. So this could be interesting. Let's see how it goes. Let's get into it.
23 years old when she matched with who she thought was a 25-year-old guy from town named Luke. The two were chatting on Tinder and seemingly hitting it off. So they exchanged numbers. After texting for a while, talking about music and sports, the chat shifted to a more sexual tone. Marissa was on Tinder looking for casual sex, and when this topic came up, Luke said he was looking for the same thing. After chatting for a while longer, Luke suggested Marissa come by to his house since he has the place to himself. Interestingly, Luke didn't give an address until after he asked Marissa what area she's from, and when she did, he gave an address that was conveniently close to her, walking distance as a matter of fact. Before agreeing to come over to Luke's house though, she requested they have a phone call first. The two had a phone call, and Luke sounded like a normal, young guy. They joked around on the phone for a bit, until Marissa was comfortable enough to agree to go over. Deciding to go early, just to pass the house and scope it out first, Marissa walked about 10 minutes through the neighborhood until she got to the block. It was late at night, so a lot of houses had their lights off. There were no cars.
Alright, I get her goal. She basically said that, she in it for the sex. She ain't in it for nothing else. That's the only reason she with it. So she pulled up late night, and she did the right thing. She scoped the scene out, but she walking. So as she's walking, that's already dangerous. Like, why are you walking through the neighborhood, passing by, his crib or whatever? But I don't know, but she on the right track. She's scoping the scene. So everybody that's, never met up with a girl or a guy, and that's your first time, and the first time you going over to their crib, you gotta scope the scene. You got to, because you don't want it to play out wrong.
Cars out on the road. Marissa passed the house and noticed two cars in the driveway and a car parked in front. All the lights were out. It didn't look like a house with just a guy alone. This was already a red flag, so she went back down the block and texted him, "I'm almost there." He replied, "Oh, you're early. Almost ready, walk slow." Marissa was getting bad vibes, so she started slowly inching back in the direction of her house, at a pace that allowed her to stall a bit longer for a reply from Luke confirming that she was okay to come in. But suddenly Marissa heard a car approaching the intersection down the block behind her. She turned to see a white van with no headlights on, turning onto the street. Marissa ran to hide behind the side of a house, and she watched as the van parked on the side of the road. The van just sat there, and nobody got out. It was parked a few houses away from the given address. Then, Marissa got a text from Luke, saying, "Okay, I'm ready. Let me know when you're on my block, I'll come out." Marissa turned and started running down the block, inconspicuously though, making sure to stay close to the houses she passed and not on the sidewalk or close to the street. She ran most of the way home and blocked the number, also reporting the Tinder profile. Just to be on the safe side, Marissa and her mother went to the address the Luke person gave, and the woman who opened the door denied even having any sons. Marissa and her mother went to a police station to report this incident, just so that the authorities could be aware of it and link any future reports to.
That's crazy. Okay, now that's wild. That's wild. So basically, he didn't even stay there. So, but why was she walking? I don't understand why she was walking, but he didn't stay there. That was him pulled up in the van, and as soon as they would have seen her, they was gonna grab her, snatch her up, put her in the van. Yo, that's what. See, that's wild. That's wild. That's how probably a lot of people would get abducted. That's how trafficking starts, just like that. Like, y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all need to start vetting who you date. Vetting who you date. Don't forget that.
It as well.
That's wild.
By the sound of it, due to Marissa's cautiousness, she narrowly avoided being abducted by the driver of that van. This was the Tinder match between a guy named Chaz and who he thought were two girls around his age. This is how the conversation went. My friend and I think you're really cute. I hope your friend is also a girl, LOL. She is silly. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Where are you ladies from? Then they share their locations, which aren't far. The other profile asks, are you busy tonight? Yes, I am. I'll be hanging with you two. Yes, want to come around 10? Yeah, where do you live? Wait, actually our parents are both home. Want to meet at the park? We can find a place to hang there. Guess.
Bro, that should be, think about it. I get it. You on Tinder, you doing your little thing, but if somebody trying to link the same day, you not vetting, like you don't know this person and you already trying to link up the same day, there's no way you that horny where you like, all right, hey, what's up? What's your name? Woo doo woo. And then you want to code my crib? Bro, ain't no, if it's that easy, it's dangerous, trust me. If it's that easy, you don't want it. Stay away from it because there's something to it. This is crazy. Talking about a threesome. Want to come over with both of them? Nah, bro. It sounds tempting, but nah.
We can do that. My parents are home too. Damn. What time should we meet there? 10? Yes. Okay, what are your numbers? Let's just message on here until we meet. Damn, I see how it is. Gotta earn your trust. Yes, we're heading over now, okay? Okay, Sam up.
Another red flag. Another red flag. So you want to meet up with me, but you don't want to give me your number. What sense does that make? She said, okay, we could just message on here. It don't make sense, bro. Come on, brother. Be smart, man. Think with this here, not your other one.
Probably be there like 10:10. Okay, perfect. Where exactly in the parks do you want to meet? We can meet by the statue on the dirt path. It's like a dog walking path. No one will be there this late. Then we could find a better spot from there together. Okay, I looked it up. I think I know how to get there. I'll message you when I'm there, okay? Okay. Chaz then arrives to the destination in the park, and he sends a message saying he's here. He follows it up with, this is kind of creepy, are you guys here? This was the last message he sent the profile before it unmatched him, and then he was left alone in the woods in the park on a dirt path completely void of any people. Chaz knew at this point that he had been tricked, but he didn't know just yet if he was just pranked or if he had walked into a trap. But then he started to hear noises in the woods, like the snapping of twigs and leaves on the ground, indicating he was being watched. He already had his phone out, using it as a flashlight to navigate his way to the agreed meetup point. So at this point he decided to start recording for his own protection. This was the footage he captured.
Dog, we go through this every time. Every time one of y'all feel like y'all in danger, the first thing y'all do is start to record. Instead of this nigga running, trying to figure out how to get up out of there, he decides to record. Bro, if you sense danger, get up out of there. Why are you trying to, like, what do you want to see? No, man, no. Your main goal should be to make it out safe. You trying to see something. You want something to pop off because you want to record it. Nah, bro. Oh.
In this footage, you can easily see that as he pointed his light into the woods where he heard another sound, it revealed someone in the woods, who then started to run out from the trees and chase after Chaz.
Oh.
While running, Chaz stopped recording to turn off the flashlight, then ran into the trees to hide. He started recording again when he thought he had lost the person chasing him.
Bruh, you run, and then you stop. You already outran these people. You stop to hide. All right, now you're giving them a chance to catch up. Not only did you stop and get them a chance to catch up, but you pull your phone back out to record.
He kept recording the rest of his way out of the park and back to his car to have video evidence of anything in case of a worst case scenario. Luckily, Chaz made it back to his car and home in one piece. He tried reporting the profile to Tinder just based off the screenshots he took, but Tinder got back to him saying they're unable to find any profiles that match the description or pictures. Chaz was obviously not wise to enter a suspicious situation like this. The other profile's refusal to give their number, as well as meeting anyone for the first time in a park by the woods at night where nobody else would be around, are two major red flags that this was some kind of trap. He was lucky to have gotten away.
Facts.
The girl...
Bro, and it's just crazy how what people's intentions are. Like, your intentions gotta be like straight evil if you want to make a fake dating profile to lure people in so you can kidnap them or kill them, whatever you're trying to do. Like, you gotta be a sick individual to do that. Like, really a sick individual to do that. And I don't get it, man. Y'all be safe, man. That's why kids don't really deserve phones. I can't lie. Because they can easily fall victim to this. Like, easily fall victim to it. I'm not saying with just dating apps, but kids get on like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that. And people got access to message them. And so if people got access to message them, they can easily like persuade them to do something they're not supposed to do.
Who submitted this to me wasn't the one to match this profile. Rather, it was her friend Maddie. The profile was titled Invincibles, and it claimed to be some guy, or rather a pair of people, including this Chelsea person, who would pay someone to kick the man in the picture in his groin. This is the story in the girl's words. One of my best friends, a girl named Maddie, was on Tinder one day when she stumbled upon this account. It was supposedly dedicated to finding people to kick a guy in the groin for a payment of between $50 and $100. Of course, my friend, needing money because of the pandemic and such, swiped right on him. He quickly messaged her back that there were several people involved in this, including a girl named Chelsea. We're not sure if they were even actually real to this day. We live in a small town in Pennsylvania, and this account was listed in a couple towns over in Clearfield. My friend Maddie was of course a bit skeptical about this, so she messaged me so that she could come have some sort of backup when she wanted to do this. The account stated that they were doing this for a YouTube video, and the guy who was being kicked had lost a bet at a bar a couple weekends before. I agreed to accompany my friend because I also was a bit skeptical, but I had enough confidence that I could protect her if things happened to go south. The next day, after my friend agreed to meet with the people, we set off towards Clearfield. The address the account gave us led to a random hotel in Clearfield, which already sort of creeped us out. The whole setting seemed off, and I'd better include that my friend Maddie had never mentioned that she'd be bringing anyone with her. We arrived at the hotel and sat for maybe an hour, if not a little less, waiting for the person to get back to us. They ended up saying that they would be a little late, and to sit tight. After the prolonged waiting, the person eventually mentioned that they were back in town. Instead of meeting at the hotel, they suggested that we just come straight to their house instead. Already I was feeling a little off, but I had confidence that I could defend my friend against any harm that may have came her way. So we set off to this guy's house, and in under 10 minutes, we eventually made it there. At first I felt relieved, as the address he gave us led to a big normal-looking house, right next to the main road. But upon further investigation, there was a creepy-looking shed behind the house, with an even creepier-looking man peering from out the side of the door to the shed. My friend Maddie parked in front of the shed, and she told me to wait in the car, which immediately screamed the worst things to me, but I trusted her to read the situation and know what she was doing. After all, getting paid money to kick some random guy in the nuts, it sounded like a dream. The guy left his shed, looking even creepier than before. He was skin and bones, with hair hanging past his shoulders. He also seemed nervous and twitchy, not at all like the guy in the Tinder profile. I heard her ask him, "Hey, I brought my friend along just as a precaution, is that okay?" And in that instant, I watched his expression drop, which screamed another red flag to me. He stuttered out, "Yeah, that's fine, I guess." So I got out of the car and followed her, knife in my pocket, in a hurry, and we stepped inside the shed, to which point I immediately began to regret mine and her decisions up until that point. The shed was filthy. It was cluttered with random items and boxes, with a toilet sitting in the corner. The guy, who I quickly realized must be an addict by the way he was acting, very nervous and twitchy, was now standing solemnly in the corner, setting up his laptop to record this event. We made some very awkward small talk as he was doing this, at which point I noticed something else that bothered me. This random guy had Snapchat installed on his computer, which is what his friend Chelsea was messaging us from. I could just be paranoid, but something about this told me that he was actually Chelsea, and he needed another device to Snapchat her on to make it seem like he was someone else. After he set it up to record, he seemed angry and tense, as if he didn't actually think he was going to get kicked in the groin that day. He turned around and my friend went about her business with him, and promptly after he asked in a shallow voice, "So what are you guys doing tonight? Do you guys smoke?" referring to weed. We both quickly replied no, and that we had other things going on, despite the fact that we both do smoke. Maddie quickly collected the cash from him and we left. Now this might not all seem off to a regular person, but I can't help but feel like if I wasn't there, then something bad would have happened. After we left, my friend had mentioned that before we got there, this alleged Chelsea person had offered to rent a hotel room and buy her pizza. I don't like to think about what would have happened if I wasn't there, but deep down I know that something way more malicious had been planned. Based off the girl's recounting of this...
Definitely. I'm glad, the friend went. I'm glad the friend went, because if she would have went by herself, it would have been ugly. It would have been ugly. But why, once again, I get it. We all hurt. We all need money sometimes, but when the money come weird, it's okay to just say, no, you don't want it. You might think it's so simple. All I gotta do is kick this dude in the balls and I get 50 bucks. It sounds simple, but it's usually more to it. And what is the point? What's the point? First of all, what you gonna do with that little $50? No, it's not worth it. Especially to some stranger. I get it if you knew this person, then all right, that makes sense. But if you don't know these people and they offer you $50 to kick them in the nuts, come on, man. And when you get there, you see it's a nice house, but then y'all go out back to an old shed. Nah, get on up out of there.
Then it's safe to assume that the man in the picture wasn't the same guy that they met in the shed, and that this Chelsea person didn't exist. Maddie and her friend were smart to go into the situation together, as there's always more safety in numbers. This last one is another example of why you can never be too careful with online dating. This was submitted by Jeremy, and this was his Tinder match. He matched with a girl named Mia, who was in the same high school class as him. Their conversation went as follows. "Hey, long time no see." "I know, hey. How have you been?" "Not bad, and you?" "I've been good, just working a crap ton." "You still talking to anyone from high school?" "No, not really. I was happy for high school to be over." "Same. It's funny we only ever really spoke a few times in school." "Yeah, I know. Maybe we should make up for lost time." "Maybe we should. Do you have a Snap?" From here, Jeremy gives Mia his Snap, and they continue their conversation there. Jeremy didn't take any screenshots from...
Okay, so we just went over that little context about, they little text. They knew each other in high school. So this right here can be tricky. This right here can be tricky for sure, because, of course you want to check up on your old classmates, people that you knew from high school. You don't mind catching up. Maybe you had a crush on them, maybe you didn't. And, you want to just catch up and talk to them. You don't think nothing of it. You don't, because you went to school with them, you don't think, anything bad, what happened in this situation, because you know them and you felt like you grew up with them. So you don't think anything of it, So I'm kind of nervous to see what more about this. That's tricky. Because you don't have to be on Tinder for this. You can be on Facebook, Instagram, anything.
The Snap conversation. But basically from there, they continued to talk about life after high school. Then they escalated to talking about linking up somewhere and chatting in person. They agreed to meet in a nearby parking lot behind a strip mall where nobody goes at night. Jeremy was ready to go basically right away, not needing much time to get ready. Mia, on the other hand, said she wouldn't be able to get there for another hour and a half at least. She claimed she was with friends and couldn't just ditch them, so they set up a meetup time for 12 behind the strip mall. It took Jeremy only 5 minutes to get there, as the lot is in the same town that the two live.
Behind the strip mall.
He sat there in his car waiting for her for about 20 minutes, receiving apologies for being late every few minutes on Snapchat. Eventually, headlights appeared from around the corner and approached slowly, then stopped not too far from Jeremy's car. Mia snapped him a picture of his car saying, "I think I see you." So Jeremy stepped out from his car. He then realized the car looked to be a small Honda or Hyundai, when in reality the car that was posted all over Mia's Instagram was a Jeep Cherokee. Immediately, Jeremy went back into his car and went to DM Mia on Instagram. Meanwhile, the car outside was honking at Jeremy. He opened Snap and messaged her, "Hey, step out from your car and let me see you for a second." They opened it, took half a minute to reply, then said, "I don't want to, it's so cold out, what's wrong?" At this point, Jeremy knew something was off, so he got in his car and started driving home, but the car was following him, honking the horn. Jeremy decided to get on the highway, at which point the car behind him tailed off and disappeared. Jeremy pulled to the side of the road to block the Snapchat account, but they had already beaten him to it. He went home, and by then he had gotten a DM back from the actual Mia. This is how their conversation went. Jeremy opened with this: "Hey, this may sound really weird, but did I match you on Tinder?" She says, "Hi, no, why?" "Jesus, long story. I matched someone catfishing as you, and we talked for a while about high school. I really thought it was you. I met up with the person running the account in a parking lot, but it was some random car, not your Jeep, so I drove away." Then he sent screenshots of the conversation.
Dang! Hey, that's so crazy because people will steal your pictures and stuff, basically steal your identity from Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they'll make a fake page of you. A lot of people like have been through that before, and like, I don't know, it's just like fake pages, and that's crazy. He thought that he was meeting up with, you know, a high school friend and old face, and it wasn't even her. That could have got wicked, but he was smart. But then again, the thing is like, you driving and you see them following you. Like I said before, I always say this: if you driving and somebody following you, don't go home. Go to the police station. Go to the fire station. Go to a hospital. You know, go somewhere safe where you can get help. You can get, you know, help from others. Of course, this was late at night, so drive to the police station. Drive to the jail if you have to, the county jail, or just do whatever you gotta do to get safe. But this idiot pulled over to try to block the Snapchat. Why would you pull over? Like, just keep driving, keep driving. And while we on that subject, try to always keep at least half a tank. At least half a tank of gas in your car, because you never know when you might have to like outrun somebody, you know, and you might have to go the distance. So always keep a half a tank, at least try to. I mean, I don't do it. I'll ride to my car stop moving, you feel me, on E. I just do that. But not always, you feel me, not always. I try to keep a half a tank at least, because for safety protocols, safety issue. Also with that, I also keep a extra pair of clothes in my car as well, a backpack full of clothes, because you never know what might happen. So you never know when you got to hit the highway and you just got to go. So like, you always need to keep a spare change of clothes in your car as well. So some people got like toiletries and stuff like that in their car, but that's just good. It's because you're always prepared. You much rather stay ready than have to get ready, you feel me? So yeah, I'm rocking with this so far. This is dope. However, I'm gonna end it here, and we're gonna finish this. It's gonna be a part 2 to this, so it's pretty dope, pretty dope. So the moral of the story so far is to vet the people you're gonna date. Vet them out, man. You do your homework, because you don't know who is who, and people are crazy these days. So y'all be careful out there, man. Be careful. Till next time. Peace.